Just when people thought the story was over, whispers started spreading again. Whispers about Wendy Williams, Diddy, and the one man who refuses to stay silent anymore. Katt Williams. It's a story that feels almost too dark to be real, but the more you trace it, the more the puzzle pieces seem to fit. What if the very person who once ruled her world was also the one who quietly dismantled it? Wendy Williams built her empire by saying the things no one else dared to. Back in the 1990s, she wasn't just a radio host. She was a force. She exposed celebrity secrets, questioned powerful men, and turned gossip into truth-telling. And at the center of that truth was one of the most powerful names in music, Sean "Diddy" Combs. Wendy had hinted at his private life, relationships, and hidden behavior at a time when hip-hop was ruled by silence and image. It was dangerous to talk, and Wendy knew it, but she talked anyway. That's when everything changed. Rumor has it that one photo started it all. A candid shot taken in Cancun showing Diddy in a compromising position with another man. Wendy got her hands on it and allegedly told a few people she planned to talk about it. Diddy found out almost immediately. Within days, he reportedly called radio executives, threatening to blacklist Hot 97, the biggest hip-hop station in New York, unless they fired Wendy on the spot. And they did. Just like that, one of radio's boldest voices was silenced. But the truth is, Wendy wasn't just fighting a media empire. She was fighting someone who could control it. Behind the scenes, people started noticing strange things. Diddy wasn't just blocking her from radio. He was allegedly making sure no station in New York would hire her again. Jean Deal, Diddy's former bodyguard, later revealed that Diddy personally told executives not to work with Wendy. No business at all, he said. No artist, no nothing. It wasn't just a career move. It was personal. And Wendy knew it. Then came the night that shook her. 3 members of a girl group signed under Diddy's label, Total, allegedly showed up outside Wendy's studio after dark. Witnesses say they were there to confront her, maybe even worse. Wendy described standing at the doorway, confused, while her colleagues watched from the windows upstairs. "I didn't even make it to the sidewalk before it started," she later said. There was shouting, chaos, and fear. And then, out of nowhere, her friend pulled up, Katt Williams. He didn't ask questions, he just showed up. It's said that moment changed everything. Katt became one of the few people willing to stand by Wendy as the pressure around her grew. Over the years, Wendy kept hinting at the truth about the parties, the manipulation, the people who got blacklisted just for crossing the wrong person. But she couldn't fight forever. Eventually, her health started to fail, and her life took a strange turn. In 2022, Wells Fargo froze her bank accounts, claiming she wasn't mentally capable of managing her finances. Wendy, furious and frightened, recorded videos begging for access to her own money. "This is not fair," she said. "I want my money." The guardianship that followed stripped her of nearly all control. But what shocked fans most wasn't just her financial collapse, it was the timing. Around the same time Diddy's name began resurfacing in new scandals, Wendy's public appearances grew rarer. When she did speak, she slurred her words, repeating herself. Some began to wonder if stress, or something worse, had pushed her over the edge. Others went further, suggesting her illness might not be natural at all. Then Katt Williams spoke again. After years of calling out Hollywood's hidden corruption, he brought up Wendy's case. He said Diddy had a hand in everything, from her downfall to her silence. He claimed Wendy knew too much, and that the people around her had made sure she'd never speak again. "In 30 years, I've done nothing but collect information, knowledge, and your secrets," Katt said. "If something went down, I'd know about it." And maybe he did. Fans began connecting the dots. Wendy's guardianship echoed Britney Spears' conservatorship, where her own family used legal power to control her life. Britney had spoken out about being over-medicated and silenced. Kanye West said the same. that people around him tried to medicate him into submission. Even Dave Chappelle, after refusing a $50 million contract, claimed that Hollywood insiders tried to label him crazy and medicate him too. The stories started to sound eerily similar. Fame, money, control, and silence. So when Wendy's son, Kevin Jr., revealed that his mother was still drinking heavily and that her team kept feeding her alcohol despite knowing it was killing her, the internet exploded. "Someone's doing this to her," one comment read. "They're slowly destroying her." Another went further. "They hit Wendy with something that made her like this. It's a slow kill." Nobody could prove it, but the fear was real. Wendy, once sharp, loud, and unstoppable, now struggled to form sentences. The woman who had once owned every room she entered could barely stand. People began revisiting her last interview with Diddy. The tension was obvious. On camera, Diddy smiled, complimenting her on being the first to cover hip-hop culture. But when he mentioned her son, "As the mother of a 16-year-old I met backstage," something shifted. Wendy froze. Her hands trembled. Her voice faltered. It wasn't fear of Diddy's fame. It was something deeper, more personal. Everyone watching could see it. That moment became the most chilling part of their story. The silent threat disguised as small talk. After that, Wendy's public appearances dwindled. Her team released statements about her health, citing aphasia and frontotemporal dementia. But to many, it didn't add up. She'd gone from perfectly coherent interviews to incoherent rambling almost overnight. The timing, the history, the silence, it all felt too coincidental. Meanwhile, Diddy's empire began to crumble. Allegations surfaced, old enemies spoke up, and suddenly the untouchable mogul was being questioned from every direction. The same man Wendy had warned about decades ago was finally facing the spotlight. And Katt Williams? He's not done talking. He's been funding Wendy's treatments, helping her family, and promising to expose everything she couldn't. He's made it clear. "I'm standing by her until the truth comes out." The irony is haunting. The woman who once made her name by exposing secrets might now be the secret, hidden, controlled, and silenced by the same system she spent her life fighting. Every time someone brings up her name, people can't help but ask, was this karma or was it punishment? Maybe that's the real question. In Hollywood, what happens when you tell the truth about power? Do you get praised or erased? Wendy's voice may be quiet now, but her legacy isn't. Every new headline, every leaked story about Diddy feels like her echo. Proof that maybe she wasn't crazy, just early. And as Katt Williams keeps peeling back the layers, one thing becomes clear. Some stories don't die. They just wait for the right moment to be heard. So what do you think really happened to Wendy Williams? Was it fate, illness, or something far more sinister? Let me know in the comments, because this story, this feud, this mystery, it's not finished. Not even close.